All right, well, I simplified things. I came over here to my little drawer of pins, and you can reach to put pins to hold the hood. So there's a pin on each side and a cotter pin on each, or a clevis pin on each side. So easy peasy. Holes are still there, didn't cut anything, and got it strapped down in the back. Hood is on, and it clears by less than the width of my index finger. I cannot get my index finger in there. See if we can get the pinky in there. We can get the pinky in just barely. Got about 3/8 of an inch there, but it clears up and down. So there it is with the hood on. Now we're going to pay attention to getting a bracket made for holding the hydro lines up, and that bracket is right here. What we've got to do with this one is, I already measured the distance between the holes. We're going to have to put another hole in right here. So we'll have a hole here and a hole down here at 2 13/16. So right there at the corner of that scale is where we'll put the other hole, and then we'll run 2 bolts through it. But before we do that, where this is about a 45, we're going to bring it on up to a 90, and this will ride high enough that I can just see if I can show you. Imagine that. So once it's on, it's going to be up around that high. The lines will just rest on top of that, and I will zip tie them down so that they'll stay put. If he needs to disconnect, he can just unzip tie to disconnect, leave the pump on, and then the loader will come off with this bolt here, bolt just like that on the other side for the front supports, and then a bolt on this side and a bolt on that side. Up and off it comes. So simplified how it was mounted on the other tractor. So now I'm going to get busy and put my holes in this and get this bolted in. I'm going to utilize that bolt, and then I've got a hole directly above it, and we're going to utilize those two to mount that piece to get those lines up. Before I do that though, because that'll put it in my way, I am going to change the set screws out on the front pitman arm here, so that it won't have such sloppy steering. So let me get those swapped out. I suppose, okay, I'm gonna start it. You guys won't be able to hear me, but I just want you to watch right there at how much movement I get out of the ram before the wheels actually start turning. You'll see what I'm talking about. Noise alert. So we'll get new set screws in that, and those are right here. Let down. And it'll be these larger ones here in the back. So I'll get those swapped out, and we'll get the hole drilled. I'll get that bent to 90 degrees, slide it on there, and we'll take a look at it after we get that done. And then the Kwik-Way will officially be finished, with the exception of I am going to cut the exhaust down to about here, and then face it straight forward so that it blows directly out of the front of the grill. That's the only way to do it. So I have to take the hood back off to do that, but that'll go back on easy enough. So, all right, problem's getting solved. Okay, old, flattened out, no sharp cutting edge. New, nice sharp cutting edge. Stick them in there. All right, now we are on to the exhaust, the muffler. Then cut that piece, that much off of it. And this is a pipe expander. So we're just going to expand the pipe a little bit until it will fit over the way that this one was done. They just slid it, and that works. But if we can just expand it enough to where it'll fall on my foot. Let me clamp you guys down. How about that? Be better off. You'll be out of harm's way. Let's see here. That'll work. If we can just expand it enough, then we can get a slip fit and then put this muffler clamp back on and just draw it down until it cinches and pinches. Are you just going to keep on coming loose in there? That's fine. That's fine. That's great. We'll go this route. Let me turn you guys a little bit. There. And pipe expanders are great for little things like this. Alright. I can see that it has expanded. Let's see if we've got it enough. It was almost enough. And this is all it is. It's got springs going around these wedges, and then there's a wedge on the top and a wedge on the bottom, and as you tighten that bolt down, it draws the bottom plate into the top plate, the bottom wedge into the top wedge, and just does exactly what it sounds like. It expands everything. So excuse me. Pollen count is very high today, and Dave and I both are feeling it. So let's see if we got this opened up enough, and I'll mount it. Yeah, there we go. I want it to go up a little bit higher, so I'll put that pipe expander back on there, and then it's just going to face straight out just like that. And in order to get the hood on and off, Sean, raise the loader up. In fact, as tall as you are, raise it all the way up, and then you can pull the two pins out and just move it out from the front. That's how I took it off. So I'll bring you guys back when I get that thing turned around and clamped on so you can see the finished product before I stick the hood back on for the final time. Okay, we got the hood back off. This has to be lifted quite a ways. I forget where I left off. We got the new set screws in here, so we're all squared that way. We got the two holes drilled into this bracket to hold the hoses, and got two bolts in there. This bottom bolt also has an axle stop on it to keep the axle from over traveling, which will keep it from coming up and hitting the bottom of this. And these are literally just laying on that bracket. Nothing is going to harm them the way they're sitting. I am going to split a piece of radiator hose and put it around this just to keep chafing down. Sorry, I don't know if you guys are watching. I'm going to put a piece of radiator hose around this and zip tie it so that it'll chafe through that and not the hose itself. So I can see right here where the hose was rubbing something else, and these are new hoses. They're all new hoses on here. So we got that done. It's good and sturdy. It's going to take a feet of, it's not going to happen. These aren't going to pop up and come off. That's why I just stuck that bolt in there. So, and this is part of the tractor, really rigid. Now, and got the muffler pipe on there. Now the question is, will the hood still go on? So I'm going to start the tractor, raise the boom up, and scoot in up underneath the boom and see if the hood will go back on. If not, may have to do a little bit of trimming on the inside lip so that that muffler will clear. But I don't think I'm going to have to. I think we're good. We shall soon see. And it looks like I can hook up the lights as well. So I'll turn it back on here in just a second and let you guys watch me fight it. Okay, get the bucket up nice and high. And go ahead and move the cart. And this will help Sean to see how to get the hood on. Come through here, come from the front, get in front of the hoses. Yeah, we're in between the hoses and the frame. Bring the hood down. Set the hood down. And we are on the muffler. Okay, that means we have to change that. I'll show that to you. Let me get the flashlight here. Get my knee pad. I thought I can get away with putting the muffler outlet right there. I can't. And we're not hitting it by much. Not hitting it by much at all. Let me mull over that one for a second, then I'll turn you guys back on and let you know what my solution is. Okay, putting the hood on, take two. I shortened the pipe again, and now it is blowing straight, same angle as my finger, staying away from the pulley and staying away from the hydro line. Okay, and change the clamp because this clamp gave up the ghost. Couldn't get it tight enough, and I went ahead and did what the old one had, which was slits. Just made it easier, and I was able to get it on there really tight. So that's all tightened down, ready to go. Let's put the hood on, take two. See if we got clearance this time. Oh, okay, one side's in, other side's out. There we go. Gotcha. All right. Pardon the sniffling. Allergies. Plug this in. You can reach the pigtails for plugging the lights in. And then we'll put the pins in. Well, why, Goofy? I just took a bunch of pictures of my butt. Get this other wire in here. I'm gonna have to do that with a pair of pliers. Hang on, I'm gonna take care of this sniffling problem here real quick, because that's annoying me and it's annoying you. Hang on. All clear. Yep, all clear. Plug it in, plug it in. Oh, really? Come on. Cooperate. Get in there. Why aren't you going in there? There it went. Okay, we got it. You can applaud now. I'll get the other one. There we go. Okay, all plugged in. I don't know if we'll have headlights or not, but we're plugged in, so we should have. Pin and clip. You just reach right around in between the engine and the hood to get the pins in, and you just have to chase where the hole's at. Probably help if I did not have my gloves on. We got it? We got it. Okay, pin number 1. And over here. And pin number 2. Pin number 2 comes in through the back because it makes it easier to put the clip on. Where are you? Where you at? Where's the hole? Where is it? Can't seize it. Why can't I seize it? Anyway, you get the idea. The other pin goes in this other hole instead of you guys sitting there looking at the back of my head. And then just cinch the hood down. Strap and the strap, and the hood is on. Oh. So this completes the Kwik-Way loader. She is all done. Nothing left on the list for this one to do except get that angle iron welded on the bucket, and we will do that in the morning because it is dinner time. Time to get a bite to eat in my belly. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me while we finish up. It's the last video on the Kwik-Way. And we've just got a couple of small things to do to the other two. Once those other small things are done, we've got a hose hooked up here pretty bad. Right there. That's not gonna work. Let me let that down, see if that eases the tension on that. Yep, it does. It's just routed incorrectly. This hose right here should have been routed to the inside. So I'm going to pop that hose off and run it in through here, because as it goes up, this one gets tighter, this one does not. So not having that problem on the other side. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Stay. Okay. Let me get this stuff out from under here. Out of the way. Out of the way. Okay, now I'll show you how much clearance we have with the hood on. I think we've already seen it, but we can see it again. There we go. We got a little bit more room now because the bucket has dropped down some. But if we release that, it will get considerably closer. All right, another one done, or one done. Now we'll get the other two finished up, and we can see here these are going to be just fine. I am going to get that piece of radiator hose on that and just put a couple of zip ties on it so that it'll chafe that. Look, zip ties are sitting right there. Pretty sure I've got radiator hose. Yep, right there. There we go. That's about the perfect size too. We'll just slit that right down the middle and just wrap that right over right there, just to protect it. Okay, that's it. Say goodbye to the Kwik-Way until I get the angle iron on there, and that may end up being a whole video. We'll kick the camera on and see what happens, but for now, it's Friendly Neighborhood Zippo. Promise you guys, I'll see you when I see you. Later. I'm out of here.